Okay, here we are again. Palladium, beautiful palladium metal. Palladium, as you can see, very beautiful. That surely doesn't look like an aluminum can. And you can't find aluminum in the wild, only platinum metals that are silvery metallic gray or silvery white metallic. There's palladium like this one here, and or rhodium. Depending on the hardness, we'll define the two very simply. Palladium is soft like gold because it is gold. It's in a transitional state where I could see gold when I grind it and wire brush it. Gold wants to turn gold. And this is everything with the isotopes in it and the change. That's what they do with the chemicals when they melt it all down. As you can see, look how beautiful it is. It's worth its weight. I could grind this thing all day long. As you can see, it's a metal. Gives off very little spark. Gives off very little spark. As you can see, focus now. You can see the gold trying to come through, the gold color. You see it? Yeah. I could grind through this all day long. And every bit of it is going to show shiny, beautiful metal. These cores have to be broken down into practically dust. And that's what they put out when I grind them. They're all metal. Look at my hands. Look at that. That's metal. That black dust, yes. That's from grinding. All metal. Look at that. It is what it is, folks. Beautiful, white, precious metal, palladium. But they don't want you to know it exists. That it's extremely rare, which is extremely the opposite of the truth. Unless I just happen to hit a palladium reef. Meaning, where we're standing and sitting today is where our old oceans used to be, and that's where precious metals are from. They're from, I don't know what you would call, little critters or whatnot, and plants from the bottom of the sea. Fish eggs are number one. All different sizes. As you can imagine, the fish are very large, especially back in the Jurassic days and or before. With some of these I find little shellfish and pieces of little critters in the cores. Well, that's 650 million years ago when there was water here. So that tells you how old these platinums are. And as you can see, look. Isn't that beautiful? It's gorgeous. It is what it is. Now I can send this rock in and get a report on it saying, oh, it's just base metal. But they won't say anything about what kind of metal it is, because it's all BS. Everything I have, every core I have in my possession has palladium in it. Every one. And platinum. Some of them have platinum and rhodium. So there's that one. And this other one here. And these are all kind of a greenish hot rock color, like from more or less they call it volcano rock if they want to call it. I'll go ahead and go with that little go gander at it right now. As you can see, look, this is palladium again, solid chunks of palladium, platinum. You see the little dots there? That's platinum. That's regular platinum. Those dots indicate regular platinum. They're usually black. They're a black dot, and usually your mineral platinum is usually black and white. It'll be like a white rock with little black spots all over it, and that is considered to be the platinum, the mineral, which of course is worth its weight, just as every other precious metal is. And you can see here, this was a platinum. I mean, it is a platinum, but look how beautiful it is. It's palladium. It started off as platinum, but it has palladium in it now, so it's palladium. Look how beautiful. How could anyone deny what this is? It's ridiculous. It's worth its weight in precious metals. Well, there's a big secret about meteorites, but I'm not going to air that out right now and ruin $1 trillion business. I'll just kind of keep my mouth shut on the situation with it. I know what they are, put it that way. Look at this palladium metal. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's worth its weight in precious metals. Again, I could grind through this all day long. Go all the way through it, which would take probably a year to do so. But it still shines precious, shiny platinum palladium metal. You can't deny what something is. When you're holding it in your damn hand, and you're breaking it apart, working with it, heating it up, and cutting it down and taking the weight of it, when it comes out to the cc gram weight of what it's supposed to be, then by God, that's what it is, Jack. And you can see palladium is gold as well. It's in a transitional state trying to figure out what it wants to be. You can see that, the darker areas right here, that right there, that's reflecting gold. That's gold. Palladium is gold. Palladium is just the upper class gold. More corrosion resistant and little bit color change going on there, making it a white, chromy, silver, metallic metal, precious metal. Okay. There's another core of palladium that is still on the light side, having more of the color of gold to it. You can see it shining. There you go. Yeah. You can see the color there. It's not that bright white, shiny color like the other one. This is more gold. That's exactly what you're looking at. You're looking at a darker version. Yeah, I'm looking at gold right now. Thing about this metal, it's very funny. Depending on the day, the temperature, and everything else, it will, it plays mind games with you. It'll change. It'll go to a more white, silvery, chromy color at times. And right now, it's just taking on its gold color, very hardcore right now. And it's got some weight to it. Has a nice hunk of gold here that needs to be melted down. Our refineries, they're set up to make precious metals, but yet they will not make any for the public or pay us for these cores. This core right here, palladium gold, it's probably a couple pounds. You're talking about what, $100,000, $200,000 right here. I'm holding in my hand, 200 grand right here. It's beautiful. I mean, it is what it is, people. Grind that son of a gun and look at it. And shinier and shinier. Look at that gold, baby. Because it's what it is. It's what it be. All right. You remember when they used to advertise what a nugget looks like? Look at this puppy. Now that's a nugget. Isn't that beautiful? Because that's exactly what it is. It's a precious metal nugget. hard, super solid, as you can see, look. Beautiful. Put it on my grinder. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This isn't a green colored core fish egg or whatnot. Not for sure exactly which kind of fish it'll come from. Now this what is it, tetra? The tetrafluorite comes from minerals in the earth or whatnot, and probably from the core of the planet, where I mean, everything has to come from somewhere, so I would still have to shoot with them on. There could be hot, you know, liquid lava type of metal in the middle of the planet that is probably precious metals. I had doubts about it, but you know, we have volcanoes that break loose underneath the ocean's floor and leak into the bottom of the ocean, and then, you know, you've got the fish in the bottom of the ocean, and that's what they eat. They eat this plant too. And they even have a fish that's called a tetra and whatnot. Okay? So anyways, this is a palladium. Big, huge, heavy. Weighs about 10 pounds, 12 pounds, palladium. Nugget. And you can see the lighter color there going through it. That's platinum. It's bumpy, like I said. And then you get the rings. Let me see if I can find them. If I can find you a ring. Let me put it back up here. It's beautiful metal. They have to break everything down into powder. And they'll put their chemicals and whatnot on it to get it to stabilize to what it's going to be. Let me see if I can get down on that. See if I can show you. Everything I'm showing you and telling you are things they do not want you to know, America. I would say the thing I'm showing you, I'm showing you stuff right now that nobody's ever showed anyone. That's platinum. You see the holes there? Let me see. That hole there, see the bigger hole there? Or ring shapes and holes of this nature? That's what palladium looks like. That's the pattern it puts out. Platinum puts out the more little tiny little bumps all over it, as you can see. There you go. If I get focused on that. Yeah, platinum puts the more finer little bumps in it, but with age and with the other plant that rhodium comes from, and with your hard white steel that everybody knows about it called quartz has another name as well. And there is quartz in rhodium, and that's what makes rhodium so hard. And you can see, there you go. See all the palladium in that? That's all palladium, yeah. There you go. This is rhodium. This is about a 5-pound piece of rhodium. Let me back my camera out. There we go. That's about 5 pounds of rhodium right now, and you can just imagine what that's worth in today's market. That the government will not let me cash in, Jack. Which is, it's a federal crime. It's a conspiracy act, and it's prejudice. There's all kinds of laws that are being broke here. But they will tell me this isn't real. They will tell everyone their precious platinum metals are not real, and in fact they are. When you're looking at images like this, that have all the characteristics, transparent, the right weight, the right hardness, which I can get the right hardness just by grinding and brushing through the precious metal core, as well as heating it up, getting it to very high heat temperatures and to where it's hitting the meltdown points. I mean, it's just too much there in the positive. You're talking more than 95% of everything being the way it's supposed to be for what the definition calls it. I mean, it's just ridiculous and asinine for them to try to deny it, and it pisses me off. It is what it is. I work with my hands my entire life. I'm a mechanical engineer, journeyman master engineer. I know what things are. From machines and buildings to every kind of machine there is on land, including heavy equipment, bulldozers, compactors, tractors, front loaders, cars, pickup trucks, sweep machines, buses, golf course equipment, machinery, dispensers, you name it. I've worked on just about everything there is through the years. And I know what things are. I've worked with metal, I've welded and cut metal, and worked in the dirt several years in each field, as well as working with explosives. I know what things are. And by the World Dictionary of Definitions, when your characteristics come out and your specs for what something is, and everything checks out to be true, to be right on the money, then by God, that's what it is. And there is no bullshit in between. As well as these cores are defined as a solid metal in nature, meaning nothing else could come in between these cores or attach themselves. It's just not happening. So they are in fact what they are in their core of precious metal, which this is rhodium. And you can see the other two platinums in it. Platinum also has larger pieces in it, more squarish kind of rocks, and platinum looks black until you put it on a grinder or wire wheel, and then it'll turn to its beautiful color, similar to this. So you can see the red in this from the rosite. I can't pronounce that plant very well. I haven't studied it too much. I kind of just been jumping through and getting all the major specifications and whatnot to recognize everything very well, without a doubt. But the more I go back through and I read what these minerals are, and yes, there's copper, there's silver, gold. They say there's no gold in these platinum metals, which is bullshit. There's gold in every frickin' precious alloyed noble metal. And gold in all of them. It's just changed colors. So that's rhodium right there. And again, it comes to the hardness and whatnot. This is fluorite. There's the tetra rock right here. This is a prehistoric plant. Okay? What the fish eat. Okay, you see that? It's a very brittle, hard metal. And you see the colors there, the rusted color? You will see that color in every single palladium core. That color, and rhodium. It never go. That's what they extract. They extract when they break everything down. But that's a good way for identifying a platinum metal. Is this rusted looking color. In my other cores, in my really super rich core, my orange gold rock core, sea rock core they call it, but the story, which is true, it had to sit in shallow seawater for millions of years to become ripe, to become pure, to take on its metal color and shape and hardness, which look like they're giant fish eggs. But which ones they are, I have no idea. It'll never be admitted, but this video will probably be ripped offline. As you can see, look at this. Very hard, brittle, it breaks apart. This is part of rhodium. What's in rhodium? Okay? Rhodium has 2 red mineral plants in it. And this is the Triton fluoride, I think they call it, fluoride. That's in it. This is a solid piece of it. This should be worth, quite a bit of money alone. But again, they have the market on that as well. There's a company that deals just in this stuff. So, it's our rights to do so, and they have no right to monopolize precious metals as they have, just for our employees and our government to get wealthy and rich, while they keep the rest of us down with their foot on us. In America, trust me, if they were to give everybody 3 times the wages, 3 times the wages you're making now, which needs to be done to get things back on course, the economy would fix itself, as well as a lot of corruption would go away, and you would have a much happier country with everyone jumping out of bed wanting to go to work in the morning. They just don't have a freaking clue how things would be. They figure if you get paid enough money what you're worth, then you'll be lazy and you won't want to go to work. And it's quite the opposite of that. As well as wanting respect and being liked. Well, we all hate them right now. We can't stand any of them. Any politician. We really hate them. Because they're a bunch of frickin' conspiracy-pulling jackasses. They're sick. They're super rich, wealthy people that get sick. They get mentally sick. And their whole days and worries are only thing they can think about is getting sued by somebody. And that's what their nightmares are all about. They have no idea how tough life is out there. People going hungry and not being able to pay their bills and losing their mortgages they paid on for 10, 15, 25 years, and they lose their home. And a lot of these reasons for this to happen is because of the government's moves and because of their lies and their conspiracy acts. And it causes Americans their livelihood. It's not right. They need to be punished for it. The law does not need to go undone. Justice needs to be served. Isn't this beautiful? Anyways, here's the piece. That's what I like. Here's another piece. Looks like an ancient sack, fish egg sack. Which this is, let me see. There you go, you see the spark? Now if this was regular metal, hard iron or whatnot, there'd be a ton of sparks coming off of this right now. There'd be all kinds of sparks coming off, shooting off everywhere. As you can say, there's hardly any sparks at all. Just a couple little sparks here and there flying off, which means this is harder than palladium, and it's still, you can see it's still coming down. It's grooving it pretty good. So this is rhodium. And rhodium has that color too, a gold color, rusted color in it, more goldish. And it's like a coating over, pieces that you break off. And when you bench grind them and wire brush them with the bench grinder, wire grinder, the color comes out beautiful, silvery, metallic, with a golden shine to it, glistening. It's like metal from heaven. It's so beautiful, like It's hitting the air for the first time ever. It just takes your breath away. See that? Super chromy shiny. Precious metal. Plants and the little things on the bottom of the ocean. Fish eggs, plants, and fish. Fish that I don't know how it happened, but something happened hundreds of millions of years ago. Something big happened that somehow the reptiles, plants, fish eggs, and whatnot got petrified. And the ones that were in shallow water, seawater up top, got time enough to cook by the sun, which took millions, several millions of years, or even, tens of millions of years to become to a state to where they became a precious metal that you could grind or put a wire brush to. Now, keep in mind that these are listed as a solid metal in nature, which platinum metals are the only metal in the world that you can find in nature. Aluminum and copper and whatnot and all that is your micro dust. What they try to tell you, or push your thoughts in that direction of, it takes 3 tons of dirt just to make a little ounce of platinum. Well, okay, that's not true whatsoever when it comes to platinum. Okay, I mean, you're talking some really old areas, where there's no need for them to micro mine anything. It's just a diversion. Yes, a high dollar industry. If they come out even with what they're doing with the equipment cost from mining gold and platinum in an open pit mine or whatnot, if they even come out even, they're doing good. It's just more or less a cover-up when it comes to precious metals, because people of America, in the state of California alone, there are these platinum precious metals that are 95 to 100% pure. Every single core is. There's no percentage rate in a platinum precious metal core for the volume of precious metal. They're all the same. 95 to 100% precious metal. They're worth their weight, just as gold, which palladium is the more superior life of gold. You can see there's a lot to be said about these precious metals. That down there is a rhodium core with the white shiny metallic metal and with the red tetrate and the rosite planter that's in it. It has both of the reds. That's what I was confused about when I found out that there was the 2 different minerals, plants that were red. I started to see something that I thought was a lie, but after continuing my research, I found out that rhodium has both of them, and they don't show rhodium having the tetrate in it anywhere online that I've seen, except for Germany. There was a German doctor who sells jewels, and the jewels he sells, one of them happens to be rhodium that's in a crystal kind of state, and it has the minerals that are in it, which are the minerals that are in rhodium, as well as rhodium cores that are potent, are considered to be uranium 235, natural uranium. That's rhodium's other name. that it can be called as uranium. Okay, I have so many precious metals. There's probably, I would say, in that safe right there, with those cores, I would say there's, I'd say close to $500 million in there, in precious metals, that I cannot cash in. They will not let me cash in. They will lie to me and tell me that they're not precious metals, that they're a base metal. That's the only thing they can say. And half the people that are telling you this don't know precious metals when they're ass. When it comes to precious metals, they've never seen them. They don't know what they are. No one does. And this is why they deny everyone as well. So you don't know what they are. But I am showing you right here, as God is my witness, these are precious platinum metal cores. When I say platinum, I mean one of the three. This one here, I believe, is rhodium, which, if you look at this, this is the same one they show all over line that's blackish in color. But see, they don't like to define the platinum cores. They just call them all platinums because rhodium and palladium is a platinum. But there's, you know, there's a big difference there. And they show them as the same core just to leave you confused. This one is like exactly the same rock core, platinum core that they show online, and was listed as rhodium. You know, let's see. There you go. See the spark? Not very much spark at all. Hardly any spark. And look at the metal. Look at that beautiful white, chromy, metallic, shiny metal. How can this be denied, America? It is what it is, what it is. I'm not holding back anymore. And I know the signs and minerals and the elements that are in these platinums and what they look like. And I defined palladium to you with the little round, which you can see here. The round circular holes patterns here, the bigger, the larger ones that are spread out, is palladium, the element. And the smaller ones are your platinum. And rhodium, let me show you. If you can see that, you can see that's the palladium's in there and the platinum's in there. Both of them together, as well as your quartz. This one, I mean, this thing is done and ready to crush, man. It has the quartz in it. You can't even see hardly any indication of the quartz. It's already cooked inside of it. It gave it its hardness. So there you go. I'll show you again. Wire wheels on a grinder. That's how you can see what you truly have. It's a big secret. And if you can't get much out of it, if you're just seeing dust coming off of it, dirt or whatnot, white dirt or a different color coming off of it, and you're thinking you don't have a precious metal, that's not necessarily true. Because these things, oh, this metal is beautiful in this one. They have to tear them, they have to break them all down into dust anyways to process them. So that's not an issue anymore. If you're getting this chromy silvery shine out of this rock that you have, and it has the characteristics